please rise, for it is now in session with the Honorable Judge Tina Consenti today. The court is now in session.
Thank you. Please be seated. Today we are here because the state has charged Christian One-Face Nguyen guilty of 1 count of first-degree murder. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. It's time for our opening statements. So prosecution, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, was this truly a coincidence, or was this premeditated? From my examination, I have concluded that this reckless young man has had a motive behind his so-called accident. According to Newton's first law of motion, an object in motion remains in motion until an outside force exerts on it. Mr. Nguyen here could have put on his brakes, avoiding the situation. However, he chose not to.
Thank you, prosecution. Now, defendant, please address your side.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call up my client, Christian Nguyen, to the witness stand. So, Mr. Nguyen, where were you on the night of June 1st, 2013?
I was driving to my mom's house.
Did you know that the car in front of you was your girlfriend's car? What kind of car was it?
It was a 911 Porsche.
And have you ever seen her drive that car?
No, I have not.
As you can see, he was taking a drive to his mom's house and he had no idea that it was his girlfriend's.
Defendant, it is now your turn to address your closing statements.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client, Christian Nguyen, is innocent. As you heard from the evidence before, all he was doing was taking a drive to his mom's house. He had no idea that the car in front of him was his girlfriend. She was driving a completely different car than the usual car that she would drive. Now, the prosecutor mentioned Newton's law of motion. Now, of course, this is evident as Newton's law of motion is very applicable to everyday life. Now, how can you blame such physics on someone who is completely innocent? That is all.
Prosecution, please declare your closing statements.
However, according to Newton's second law, force equals mass times acceleration. So the more acceleration, the more force. The mass of the car combined with the acceleration of the car created the fatality of this collision and ultimately her death. Mr. Nguyen had a clear motive, and that was to kill his girlfriend. He used Newton's laws of motion to apply.
Has the jury reached its final verdict? Very well. The jury has decided that Christian Nguyen is not guilty of first-degree murder. Case dismissed.